Now this could be interesting. Miss Valley's book collection. Let's take a look. English history and stories, Camelot and the Holy Grail. From William the Conqueror to Magna Carta. Aha, a folder from a university. Constable, can I take a look at this folder here?
That's just books about science and the like.
Was that a yes?
Okay by me, but don't take too long.
No black ball. If I'm lucky, then nobody else will have found it either. Now all I have to do is find out exactly where this burial mound is. There has to be a few significant words in these research papers from which I can work out the exact location. I think 3 words will do it. Newspaper clippings about Vic's murder. I can't imagine how anyone could murder a child so brutally. An empty notepad.
What are you doing there?
I just wanted to take a piece of paper to take some notes. It's a blank piece of paper at first sight, but I can make out a weak imprint. Unfortunately, I can only make it out and not read it. I think they just don't have oil or gas in Willow Creek yet. Anything against me taking a piece of coal?
I don't think anybody would have anything against that.
This trick has always worked before. That has to be the same letter as the one I found in the shack. You can still read a bit of it. In case we are unable to, the evil, we fail in our goal and the order never existed. Already sacrificed. That was never my intention. If the cursed one, then... Oh, now it's looking very faint. Can't be allowed to find any trace that might lead to us. I get it. This is Miss Valley announcing that the order should be disbanded should anything go wrong. That explains a lot. Small animal bones. Definitely rare. I ought to make note of that. I've definitely overlooked something, and I'm thinking I'm not gonna get back in here all that easily. Earth samples from the marsh. There's only one here. Small. Small. Now I've got something I can work with. Sector I-3 in the marsh. I've been round there already when I was looking for the portals. And there's a place where there are lots of small animal bones. I must be able to find that. Zach, I've seen enough. Let's go.
Please, put the folder away again, and then we can go.
Hello? As far as I can remember, there wasn't a pile of stones here yesterday. There's something wedged between the stones. A piece of paper. An envelope with my name on it. This is starting to get a bit creepy. An envelope with my name on it. No sender's address, nothing. Hope is the guardian's second virtue. It nourishes the wise, but it fools the measured, who mindlessly rest on its promises. The next weird message. I kind of expected it. Whoever's planned this little game with me knew I'd pass by the swamp. Small animal bones. It said in Miss Valley's research papers that she'd sent some of the bones to her institute. That would point to there being a burial mound somewhere here close by. I'll just have a try in this direction. Wasn't all that difficult to find. A spare menhir that was left over from building the tomb? That could be a hole, or a symbol for a black ball. I think I've come to the right place. There are plenty of twigs and branches here. I'll take some dry ones. The same hieroglyphics as on the stone tablet in the cavern. These places are definitely connected. To be honest, never from the outside either. Let's see what awaits. It smells old here. Very old. All empty. Nothing to be found. So, the walls are made from solid pieces of stone. They must have needed hundreds of people to build this thing here. The floor is made of stone, covered with a layer of dirt. They sure couldn't have buried the ball. It's not worth it. I'm not gonna find anything like this. Mordred would definitely have known where to look. How come I'm not getting a vision now? Hey, Mordred, where are you when you need it? Just a minute. That's not such a bad idea. If I don't take my pills and then wait here for long enough, I'm bound to have a vision sooner or later. I mean, why not here? Although it does say on the warning label that it's at least 2 weeks before the meds stop working. Maybe I can speed that up? Just a matter of how. Hello, Doctor? Hi, Doc.
Adrian, what can I do for you?
I think the medication is causing me problems.
What do you mean? Are you having negative side effects? Does it make you feel sick?
I, have the feeling that it's not working like it normally does today. Could it be that I've eaten something that's reducing the effect?
Have you drunk a lot of valerian tea or St. John's wort tea? These herbs can both impede the effect.
No, tea's not really my thing.
Perhaps you've taken some antacids for stomachache or heartburn? It would be better if you didn't. Medicines containing magnesium, in combination with drinks containing caffeine, inhibit the absorption of the active component of haloparadox into the blood. I should have told you that, I'm sorry.
That means it's not only valerian and St. John's wort I need to avoid, but also stomach medicines and coffee?
Not altogether, but 1 of 2 cups of coffee a day is not so bad. Just don't overdo it.
Your cough is getting worse every day. Bye, Doc.
Look after yourself, Adrian.
Hi. Abaya, have you got something for heartburn?
Yes, of course. I recommend bicarbonate of soda.
Does that contain magnesium?
No, it's just salt.
Have you got anything else?
If you need magnesium, you could also take an antacid. You need a prescription for it, but I'll make an exception for you.
Okay. I'd like a packet of coffee.
What kind? Decaffeinated or extra mild?
Don't you have extra strong?
Caffeine doesn't really agree with the older customers.
And what about this sack of coffee beans here?
That's the extra mild one. Should I pack you some?
No thanks. Have you got valerian tea or St. John's wort?
I'm afraid not. But I can order it for you. It takes about 2 days.
That's too long. I need it today.
Oh, well, I don't know.
See you.
Yes.
Edward?
Mr. Gordon, what can I do for you?
Can I buy a whole packet of coffee here, too?
But of course, sir. What variety would you like?
The strongest.
My pleasure. That's Colombian coffee, one of my favorite varieties.
Thanks. Take care, Edward.
I'll do my best, sir.
Tumulus valerian. That's exactly what I'm after. And the plant's already dried out. Ought to burn well, that stuff. Not exactly what you... An empty pot. I'm guessing the guys here have heated up their lunch in it. And I can make myself tea or coffee with it. I'll just pour in a bit of water. It's a roll of damp-proof sheeting used in construction. The craftsmen should really cover the floor with it so they don't make everything filthy. I guess that's no big deal while the place is looking like it is. I've got this pot from the castle kitchen. There's about 1 liter of fresh water in it. I'll put the stones in the middle of the chamber. That'll give me a small fire hearth. A hearth. That makes enough combustible material for a small fire. Father and son by the campfire. How touching. The water ought to boil soon. Damn, all that beautiful smoke's going outside. I'll crush the tablets first so that they dissolve faster. I ought to put the sheeting on from the outside. Cool. That'll keep all the smoke in the burial chamber for sure. And now today, the Turkish variety. Oh, I'm gonna stink like a kipper when I get out of here. Not exactly the best deodorant for an unjustly alleged arsonist. Oh, I'm already feeling a bit weird, woozy, like I've been wrapped in wool. But that's not enough. Something's still missing. What the hell am I getting into here? So what? It's not gonna... And if it does, then I'm already in a tomb, aren't I? Ugh. This is working better than I thought. What? My head. My pills, I need them urgently. Damn it! I never thought it'd be so intense. How long was I out for? Well, anyway, I've seen the ball thing. They hid them here in the tomb. Somewhere in a wall. This mold wasn't here before. Or was it? What can that mean? This figure in my vision has done something with the ball here. Well, that was weird. But anyway, I've got what I wanted. Thanks, Mordred. The wind's blown half the wood in here. No black balls down there. Speaking as a physicist, I have to ask myself, how the hell does that thing actually work? This here is one massive rock. You'd have to liquefy it to be able to go through there. You could go and take a bath in a volcano too. Having a real problem believing what I'm seeing right now. It worked. The portal's open. The Academy. That brings back some memories. Bad ones. It kind of... Not good. The way it's looking, I'm gonna be here longer than I planned for. That must be Lewis. Or what's left of him, at least. But never mind what kind of a guy he was. I still have to feel just a bit sorry for him. Let's see if the guy's got anything else on him, apart from bugs. Keep nice and still. Ugh. Something about this corpse feels quite nicely alive. Must be something to do with the circle of life. A note to Lewis from Angelina. A letter to Lewis from Angelina. Lewis, I've taken care of Valley. She's not gonna cause us any more trouble. You deal with the people at the castle. Best thing would be to just set the place on fire. Just make sure that the American comes out of it at least half okay. I need him alive. Bring him to the academy as quickly as possible. I'm gonna try to be there with Catherine ahead of you. You'll get your money as soon as I've got what I want. Angelina. Obviously, all I need to do is make sure that Spooner finds this note on Lewis's corpse, and that'll mean I'll be off of the hook at last. But it's impossible for me to let him in here. In doing that, I might just as well sell off my family secret and have Mordred tattooed on my forehead. I'll think of something or other. Normally, you'd take this route here, but it looks pretty blocked up. There's a piece of black material. Oh, that must be a member of the Order, killed by the falling rocks and all that chaos. Unrecognizable from here, though. That ought to do it. Yes, there's the black ball. In a dead person's hand. And behind that, the other opening. If I only had something like a stick, I could push the ball out on the other side. It's pretty damn grisly for sure, but... I could use Lewis's arm as an extension to get to the black ball. Good. The ball's a bit closer to the other opening now. The black ball is certainly grabbable. Gotcha. Now let's get out of here. Adrian Gordon, Grand Master of Portal Magic. Let's hope that the portal will send me directly to Mordred's book. It worked. I'm in the ritual chamber. Could be the throne of the devil. Human skulls. Finely hewn from the stone. I hope. There are several holders here. Is it going to be about which one the ball goes into? That would be theoretically, even physically, explicable. But I'd rather not try it.
Everything's in the book.
Sono carne, pusa dire.
Pull yourself together, Adrian.
At last, to own a body once again. What unimaginable power. Now I can complete my work. Maria!
Where is he? Where's Teddy? What have you done with our son?
He's dead.
No, please. That couldn't be.
He was too weak. I wanted to make him stronger. He could have been much more powerful than I.
What have you done?
Out of my way, woman.
No! Is that me? Where am I? In the castle? This has to be the locked room. How the hell did I get in here? Damn blackouts. But Mordred is strong. I can feel him. I don't have a... I can't remember breaking the door open. Photos of my ma and pa. They can't help me anymore either. And what have we got here? A pair of pliers. I don't need them right now. There's a rope dangling right in front of the window. Or is it a noose? Better take it, I guess. Hey, I definitely know that from somewhere. The Guardian's highest virtue is faith, as much in himself as in God. These notes, who's writing them to me? Am I writing them myself? Or Mordred? So I didn't dream it. It actually happened. That's the book from the ritual chamber. Mordred's book. The pages are empty. Damn. Can't be.
What the? Everything is in the book. And now there's nothing in the book.
Okay. Keep calm. Remember, in the ritual chamber with Angelina, the blood of a male Gordon. If I drop some of my blood onto the book, then the writings ought to become visible. A piece of glass. That ought to do it. Ow! Nothing. Not a single letter. Stop. Here's something. Oh, no, it's just Mordred's dumbass summoning formula. All that for nothing. But I have to do something. I can't just let Mordred win. I'd rather be dead than a centuries-old murderer. My father, he's already trodden this path. It might be the simplest way, but it's also the most effective. Without me, there is no Mordred. My death will be his as well. I've got no other choice. The Gordons, centuries-old family. Cursed right down to the very last descendant. And I am him. The story of the Gordons ends with me.
No! Mr. Gordon! Adrian, don't do it!
Go away!
Come down, Adrian. You can't do that. There is another way.
What do you know?
More than you think. I can help you beat the curse. Trust me, please. Come down here. Please!
Who sent you, and why?
My employer is the Vatican. Have you ever heard of the apostolic visitation? We're mainly concerned with supernatural phenomena, what are commonly known as miracles.
The Vatican. There I was thinking it couldn't get much worse, and then the church comes knocking at the door.
I was sent here because we had been informed that Black Mirror Castle had burned down. It was apparently just a routine mission. I was to sort out legal matters and release the funds for the Gordons to rebuild the castle. But then I found out that Victoria Gordon was on her deathbed and that Angelina was nowhere to be found. My task then became to secure the Gordons' inheritance and to minimize the effects of the curse as best I could.
The effects of the curse? The Gordon's inheritance?
Adrian, your eyes.
Yeah, I know. They're black. What do you know about the curse of the Gordons?
Mordred wanted immortality and power. He somehow anchored his soul in the mirror, but he was caught during a ritual by his brother. Shortly before his death, he cursed Marcus's descendants to collect souls, in order that he could be called back into life with him. And it would seem it worked, judging by your eyes.
Collect souls? You mean kill people?
Yes.
You're wrong. I haven't killed anyone, and still Mordred lives in me.
As far as I can gather, your twin sister, Angelina, did that for you. We got it all wrong. Angelina was originally supposed to take over the guardian role. We didn't know anything about you. We thought the last male Gordon committed suicide 12 years ago.
What do you mean, guardian role? You mean to guard these portals, right?
That is the Gordons' inheritance. The Guardians are people of pure heart who were chosen by the church a long time ago to guard the Black Mirror.
The Black Mirror?
Yes, a great mirror, which also serves as an ancient portal and lies deep beneath the castle. Marcus Gordon took over this duty and passed it on to his children.
But how should a Gordon stay pure of heart if they're all destined to murder?
Your family has produced more guardians than it has murderers. Only Marcus's descendants are in a position to resist the Black Mirror. We still don't know why. However, we don't have any time now to research the exact reason for this, and then find an alternative guardian from outside the Gordon family.
So, I'm definitely your last hope then. How do you know all this?
From the Vatican archives, and also from this book here, which I found in the library. It's the Book of the Guardians.
There are no longer any guardians of pure heart here, just Mordred.
Adrian, right from birth, you were destined to become a guardian. Without Angelina, Mordred's curse would never have passed over to you. Victoria would never have wanted nor permitted you to kill yourself. Do you want to simply ignore her final wishes? Adrian, if you're going to kill yourself, everything could only get worse. If there were no longer any guardians, then the Black Mirror would be open to all. The mirror would enslave the weak and bring Mordred back into the world of the living. And the Black Mirror will be unprotected. Victoria would have never allowed you to commit suicide. Are you going to simply ignore Victoria's last will?
All right then. I'll give you one chance. Did I understand that correctly? I'm the last Gordon of Marcus's lineage, and therefore also the last guardian? But I can't guard the portal because a cursed part of me, the Mordred part, wants to open the portal. And if I kill myself, the portal can be opened because there are no more guardians.
Something like that, yes.
So, what do you suggest?
An exorcism in the church.
An exorcism?
It's an ancient ritual. Long before there were Christians, ghosts and demons were being cast out of people. It works. You only have to believe in it, Adrian.
I'm possessed by the devil. Don't talk to me about belief. Okay, I'll do it.
Thank you, Adrian. And now let's go to the church. We should complete the exorcism before night.
So, how does a person get to work for the Vatican?
Later.
Holy Mother in Heaven!
Yeah, a good day to you too, Father.
Prioress Antolini, welcome back. You've arrived at just the right time.
Now do you see why I was in such a hurry?
Miss Antolini has had an idea about how to solve my problem.
Yes, I've been informed. The Archbishop has told me about it himself.
5 minutes later, and you would have had to inform Mark as well.
Father, have you ever performed an exorcism?
I've been the priest for the whole manor of Black Mirror for years. Everyone here has been baptized by me, and my words accompany them to the grave, too. I've taken the confessions of murderers, and
Father, have you or haven't you?
No, not in practice. But I do have the theoretical knowledge, of course.
Oh, great. I'm the guinea pig.
Adrian, I've been trained for something like this. I've studied the Rituale Romanum several times. And if Prioress Antolini thinks it's the best option, then I agree with her. After all, she is, well,
I've already told Adrian who I work for, but I'm afraid we don't have time to discuss this for hours on end.
Good. Then let's begin the preparations.
Okay, and what can I do?
We need information. So the more we know about the demon, the better.
We already have his name, so we can address him. Do you know any more about him?
What would be important?
It would be good to know how he sinned. and a personal item. Something that anchors him in this world.
Then I'll get searching.
But be quick. I'll prepare everything with the priest.
Good day, sir.
Edward. Hi, Edward. I didn't expect you so soon.
If it's inconvenient, I could come back another time.
Why are you here again?
You said I should come by during the course of the day, about an eventual position as butler.
Oh, yes. Excuse me, Edward. As you see, I don't really have time just now, and...
Perhaps I can help you.
Actually, there is something. It would be great if you could deliver this letter to Inspector Spooner. Tell him I found it while tidying up the greenhouse.
Of course, sir.
You're not going to tell anyone else about it. The thing with my eyes, I mean?
Most certainly not, sir. Discretion is the most important virtue of a butler.
Good man. In other circumstances, he'd be the perfect new Bates. Even if the pages are blank, maybe the book will be useful for the exorcism. Who knows? It did once belong to Mordred, after all. Maybe this was the book that Victoria meant as she was dying. She said that everything was in the book. Damn it, Valentina. I was never able to find it like that. I don't have the time to read everything. But at first glance, it looks like it's just full of stories about the White Lady. It even tells here about how she died. In the final duel with my brother, she threw herself between us to stop the bloodshed, but he was no longer the brother I once knew. The evil had corrupted him too much. How great must this power have been to make him forget all of the battles in which we had fought together side by side? How incessantly overpowering must the evil be to make him forget just how much he had loved his wife Maria. His blade pierced her heart and snapped as though it were made from glass. That was also the end of my brother. But then with his final breath, he cursed me and all my descendants. I killed my brother. I will never be able to forgive myself for that. His final resting place will be in our chapel. May God have mercy on his soul. That must be a transcript from Marcus's writings. Hello, Madame Fortuna.
Adrian, I knew you would call again.
Who else could it be?
Pick a card.
Stop.
I've drawn the Hierophant for you.
Hero, huh?
The Hierophant. He is also called the Shaman, the Pope, or the High Priest, Adrian. You will receive the assistance of a higher power.
The only question being, which one?
And I see death.
I'm not surprised.
Oh, one moment. Now, what has the tower lost here then? Now I've gone and dropped all my cards. Just a minute, Adrian.
Could that maybe mean now that I'm gonna fall from a high tower?
No. How do you come to have a silly idea like that? Ah, now then. I can see it clearly. Death will touch you. Or also, maybe not.
Okay, that's enough. Thanks.
Ah, Adrian, there you are.
Father Frederick,
My son?
I found a book that belonged to Mordred, but all the pages are blank.
How do you know it belonged to him then?
It's from his grave.
We can divert his attention from you with it. You'd better give that to me. Have you found out anything else?
Mordred's wife was called Maria.
Ah, that's good to know. Those are worldly, familial things. I'm sure we can address Mordred with that, particularly if he loved her.
Well, he murdered her with a sword.
Oh, that's excellent. For our purposes, I mean. Now we have enough information.
Okay, so what happens now?
Just lie down here and trust in Jesus, our Lord. Miss Antolini, are you recording?
This is the Exorcism of Adrian Gordon. Present are Father Frederick, pastor of the Church of Wormhill, as conducting exorcist, and as witness and doctor, Prioress Valentina Antolini.
It has begun. Let us pray.
In nomine Patris,
et Filii, et Spiritus Sancti.
Amen.
Amen. Most glorious Prince of the heavenly armies, Saint Michael the Archangel, defend us in our battle against principalities and powers, against the rulers of this world of darkness, against the spirits of wickedness in the high places. Come to the assistance of men whom God has created to his likeness, and whom he has redeemed at a great price from the tyranny of the devil. We know your name, demon, you that calls itself Mordred. Release Adrian, I command you in the name of our Lord.
Stoop down, impure spirit.
Mordred, you who made yourself guilty during life and therefore remain guilty in death and beyond, go to the hell in which you belong. Go into purgatory, where you should burn sinner for all your deeds.
Behold the cross of the Lord.
Mordred, you who has raised the weapon against your brother Marcus, you who murdered your wife with a blade of your sword, Maria, whose soul has found no peace since then.
Behold the cross of the Lord.
Guilty you are, Mordred, and guilty you will always be. Bow beneath the all-powerful hand of God. Release Adrian and go there where you can receive the vengeance of God.
Father Frederick.
I saw it. He spoke to me. It's the wrong place. There's nowhere for him to go here. Not from his world.
Oh, Father. Adrian! Adrian, wake up! Thank you again for helping me bring Adrian to the castle.
But of course, miss. Is there anything else I can do for you?
No, not at the moment.
Then I'll come over again tomorrow. Have a nice day.
See you. As long as Adrian's still asleep, I should let the Archbishop know about the current state of affairs. The Gordon file from the Vatican Archives. The last entry is from 1923. It notes the handing over of the guardian position to Victoria Gordon. Right at the front of the file is a copy of a letter from Marcus Gordon. In it, he says that the entrance to the Shade Portal is sealed with an altar. The underground chapel was consecrated and prevents the Shades from entering the catacombs. Your Grace, this is Prior Antolini. There were complications. The exorcism failed. No, I don't think that was the reason. Yes. Yes, but that only makes sense if the demon is unknown. Correct, Your Grace. We underestimated his strength. Father Frederick is dead. He was thrown across the room, and Okay. No. The Guardian is doing well considering the circumstances. Yes, Your Grace. I understand. I also think that the location is crucial. The Guardian had an image of Pictish glyphs with him, the same as those engraved on the Shade Portal. That's exactly where the demon must be forced back. Yes, into the Black Mirror. It'll be no problem to get there. The demon itself tries to force its way to the mirror. It's drawn to it like a magnet. He won't cause us any problems until then. On the contrary, Guardian and demon will be hard to keep apart. Yes, that's the other side of the coin. But, Your Grace, the man is probably the only one who can fulfill this task. Yes. Is there an alternative to exorcism? Of course, I'll do that. All right, then. First, I have to find the entrance to the catacombs under the castle. A chapel is mentioned in the records, which is found down there. That's where I guess the Black Mirror is. Yes. Yes. Thank you, Your Grace. Thank you. Good. As long as Adrian is still asleep, I can start looking for a way in. Most secret passageways in old walls have the characteristic of not being sealed completely airtight. That could help me. I'm sure there's wine stored in these barrels. Creepy darkness. That reminds me of something very unpleasant from my childhood in the convent. The wine barrels have been empty for decades. The last generation of Gordons were tea drinkers. The sewer system under the castle couldn't deal with all that firefighting water. 3 weeks ago, the water in the cellar was still up to my knees. It'll be months before anyone will be able to access the sewer system without diving equipment. Can't get any further here. The corner's just a last resting place for junk. That's the main switch for the cellar. The electricity has been switched off completely for safety reasons. The well seems to be dry. A water pump. The workmen brought it with them to pump out the cellar. This was actually only rented for a week. Mainly lexicons and biographies about British lords. I found a book about the Guardians here. A mighty pillar. The wooden cladding is decorated with carvings. There you go. The flame flickers here. There's a draft. And this room has no windows. I guess there... Why didn't I think of that sooner? This plate can be removed. Uh-huh. There's a metal wall behind it. And there's a strangely shaped hole in it too. A keyhole, I guess. Lady Victoria was always very vigilant when I was in the room. I hardly had the chance to have a look around. Well, she'd understand now. Just a minute. There's a syringe here with adrenaline in it. I'll take it with me just in case of an emergency. There's only jewelry in here. 2 necklaces, a pair of earrings, and rings. It's all small. The jewelry case weighs at least 5 kilos. And what is that? There's some kind of flap on the underside. But how do I open it? I can't see any keyhole or anything like that. I'll show it to Adrian as soon as he's awake. Perhaps he knows something about it. Adrian, how are you doing?
Hungover. What happened?
You suddenly lost consciousness during the exorcism.
Did it work? Is Mordred gone? What about my eyes? Are they still black?
Your eyes are normal again. At least for the moment. But I'm afraid that it won't stay like that for long.
I guessed as much. Why am I in the castle? I thought it wasn't safe here.
That's true, but I had no other choice. Edward helped me bring you here.
Edward? Huh. And where is Father Frederick?
He's still in the church. We're going back to him later. There were a few complications.
So, it didn't work?
Unfortunately not. It doesn't seem Mordred can be cast out with prayers alone.
Strange. It always seems to work in the movies.
Maybe it was the wrong script.
The Bible. Yeah.
Father Frederick is out of it. Mordred's power was too much for him. We'll have to be quick if we're going to save you.
What are we waiting for then? I feel almost good. At least I'm ready for the final spurt.
I have another idea of how we can get rid of Mordred. But for that, we must go to the Black Mirror, where the curse began.
Where everything began. Victoria told me exactly that, shortly before she died. I should go to where everything began, but I've got no idea where that is and how to get there.
I found something interesting in the library. I think it's some kind of secret door to the catacombs.
A secret door in the library? Let me guess. It's locked, right? And you've got no idea how to open it.
I was hoping you could help me.
Why not? I haven't got anything else planned.
Have you got any idea how to open this? I mean the secret compartment on the bottom. Seems to be a very complicated mechanism. Yes, of course, there's that way too. The hole is the shape of a cogwheel. A normal key definitely doesn't fit in here. The sword hilt fits perfectly, but nothing happens. A golden sword hilt from Victoria's jewelry casket. It's decorated with 4 gemstones, probably rubies. There's a 5th socket there too, but it seems there's a stone missing. The hole is the